Hey, today you're in studio with me because I'm about to draw this week's Super Party comic. I'm gonna take you with me and show you how a super party comes alive. I know the first thing I do is I've gotta sit there silent and not look at anything and get the idea. Sometimes I'll sketch and get an idea from sketching and drawing notes, but I really gotta kind of write the thing generally in my head and see it in my head before I can put anything about it on paper. So once we do, we start drawing the script, and that's usually happening on just a piece of regular letter-sized paper like this. So I put a line down here to rule the thing, notes will go in here, and then I just start popping them in. Just like, so I've got the idea here, it's just like this, and then we've got two main characters here. And that's about as much detail as the script needs. And here we go, that is what a script looks like for when I draw comics. Get a brand new illustration board, freshly cut. And now with my steel rule, I put in the panels. I'm not using a set square here. Sometimes I might not. I'll do whatever, feels right. So I just eye it. Some panel gutters might end up being wider than others. Whatever. I've got my script, and I've got my ruled out illustration board. I'm ready to party. Penciling is always the hardest part. The penciling is where I slave over it, where I agonize over it, where I second guess myself. The penciling is what takes the longest. The penciling is like walking through the Arctic or climbing the mountain or whatever on the way to having this thing done. This point that I'm at now, when the pencils are done but I haven't inked it yet, is a very bittersweet moment. It's fantastic because the excitement of about to do the most fun part is about to start, but there's also the sadness of looking at it and realizing that this is the only time I'm ever going to get to look at this penciled work before it's never going to even exist again, because I'm going to put ink on it, and then when that's done I'm going to erase the pencil from underneath. This is a really fun and tender little private moment that's just for me every single time I do one of these. Inking is my favorite part of drawing comics. For me, inking is drawing comics. Penciling is getting ready to draw comics. The most fun I've ever had drawing comics was making it up as I went along with a marker or a pen on a blank piece of paper with no script, no pencils, no nothing. It's that energy and that feeling that I'm trying to bring to the comics that I'm making now. When you've got a drawing that you've done that you're really proud of, and then you do a really great inking job on top of that, the only thing better than that is when the people actually see the comics and they respond well to it. And those are the stages that take us from our script to our pencils to our final inked Super Party. So there you go, you've seen how an edition of Super Party goes from an abstract weird thing in here to a real live thing here that you can look at and touch and feel. Now, in a future video, I'll just take you through my process of scanning and coloring one of these things, but I hope that you enjoyed just this little behind-the-scenes peek at me and my creative process and how I draw comics. See you soon!